how to load multiple sounds in the korg M3. Now, I'm not talking about KSC files or KMP files that where it's already bundled together in that one file and you get to load it in your M3. I'm talking about waves. I'm gonna use drums for an example because that can be a very tedious job when I have a whole lot of drums on my hard drive, and sometimes I may want to put it in my M3. And if I have like 20, 25, 30, even 40 drum sounds, I mean, imagine doing them one by one can be kind of a pain. So I developed a technique. It's pretty simple. I think this pretty much will work with any workstation like your motifs and your phantoms. So let's get right to it. So basically, I go in the folder on my computer. Yes, you would need to use your computer. You can use Sonar, Cubase, Windows, Pro Tools, any DAW. And what you want to do is get your drum sounds that you want. Now, you want a little gap in between, but you don't want a big gap because the bigger your gap, then the more sample RAM you're going to use. Now, also keep in mind when you're organizing your sounds, this is how it's going to be organized on the keyboard. So let's say if you like the C key or the first key to be your kick, because normally it is, you just make sure that the kick is the first sample on your line. So just keep that in mind when you're lining up your sounds. Alright, so I'm just going to use these for an example. And what I'm going to do is you line up all your samples, and each sample is going to be a key. You export it, just call it drums. Okay, drums too. Alright, so now all your drums is one waveform, is one file. And this is pretty much what it's going to look like. So it's just one waveform, but your different drums are there. And what you're going to do is take this file and you're going to load it in the korg M3. So let's head to the korg M3. Alright, so we're at the korg M3. Basically, I put in the thumb drive, I put it inside, and I went to media and found the drums. So now I'm going to load them. Just click no, load, click OK, then you go to sample mode. Go ahead and select that sample. And now when I go to my C key, all the way to your left, and you hold down, it should cycle through all your samples. Go to page select, go to loop edit. Now you see, these are the different samples that I have. I want to go to the upper right corner, click the arrow, and go to time slice. Now it's going to say, ask you for the beats per minute and all that. It really doesn't matter. I just click OK. Now you see the different slice points. So now when I go to my keys, now if you come all the way here, it's still going to cycle through all the samples. you hold it down. That's why you come over the other ones. Now, this key don't have any sounds. That's why I say when you have it in your computer, not to space your sounds out too much, because sometimes the slicer will pick up a very small sound that you can't really hear, so it's like silent. So that's fine, because it still saves me time. If I had 40 drum sounds, it'd be a lot quicker arranging them in my DAW on my computer than trying to individually load it in my M3. So, of course, I can just click save. You can save it with a program. You don't even have to save the sequence events. I just deselect that, choose an empty slot, and you really don't have to do this, to be honest. I just like to do that because defaultly it's going to overwrite your piano. So I just give it an empty slot, click save. So now you have another multi-sample. So you go to the next multi-sample, and that's going to be your drum sliced up. Then you go to media, make sure you're on the save tab, go to your upper right corner, save sample data, and you can save it as a KSC file or a KMP. And then that way, when you save it like that, you can always load those drums back up, and it's going to be set up on different keys as the way you set it. Alright, so that's the end of the tutorial. Thanks for watching. This is Big Grime. You can check me out, biggrime.net. I make beats. I have sounds for the Korg M3. I have tutorials. I have Karma, GEs. I have a lot of things going on that site. So artists, producers, check it out. I love to hear feedback. Peace.